The 12-hour shift should actually be illegal. If you think about it, if you work 12 hours, let's just say you work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Either way, you have showed up to work twice in one day because you get off at 7 p.m., you go home and sleep for however many hours you sleep, and then within the same 12 hours or 8 hours, right, you right back there at 7. So you really have worked twice in one day. Actually, I think the 12-hour shift should be illegal. I work in a hospital. I don't think you ever get used to it. I'm back on 5/8, so I don't do 12-hour shifts anymore. They say they get used to it. I don't believe them. Every time they say I'm used to it, I think they lying. You ain't used to this shift. This is hard.
An unpopular opinion, the 12-hour shift is an exploitation tactic by the employer not to have to cover the mid shift, but in fact to overwork you to cover that shift without even knowing it and thinking that you're in the benefit because you get all these days off. But most of them you have to recover from because they take a toll on you from literally working half of your actual day.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Working 12-hour shifts as if that's some kind of break, and then going home and sleeping, but not really sleeping. So it's almost like you work 72 hours straight without any break, especially if you work them back to back like I do as a bedside nurse. And then you can have 6 patients, which feels like you're constantly running and not really getting a break at all. So people who hit on 9 to 5s, that ain't me. Anybody hiring?
Working a 12-hour shift means that we're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner at work and all the snacks in between because we're working 12 hours. Sometimes we're going to work when the sun is down, which is like kind of right now if you live where I live. And then when you're leaving, the sun is down. That's a lot of meals for a shift at work. And so when it comes to winging it for all these meals and trying to take care of patients, especially if you work in an acute care setting, that we can't do that. We cannot.
I literally just had the hardest 12 hours I have ever had working at this hospital. Like, that was one of the hardest sit needs I've ever been on. Like, oh my God, my patients gone, like completely gone. But I am proud of myself because like I didn't, show it with the patient. I didn't allow it to affect my care for the patient. I'm just really irritated, like I really am, and it really got me, like this shift really got me questioning, like, do I really want to be a nurse? Like, is this really the path you want to take? Like, this is crazy. And deep in my heart, I feel like the answer is still yes, because even though this shift was hard, I still see reasons while working the shift why I know I need to become a nurse. Like,
unpopular opinion, nursing edition. 12-hour shifts 100% lead to, for sure, like more burnout when it comes to nurses, because it is not normal for a human being to work 12 hours with a half an hour break and like you can't even pee or even just sit and chill for 2 seconds. Like it's not normal. I'm convinced it's not normal, and I'm convinced the hospitals did it to save money so they wouldn't have to hire as many nurses.
I just worked a 12-hour restaurant shift, and the last thing I want to do right now is take a shower, do my skincare, but unfortunately, we have some self-care to take care of before we can actually hit the sack. So come with me and spend my life after the night shift and see how I unwind after working 10 to 10. Body shower complete. It's about 10:30 p.m. right now. I literally have to be back at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so it just didn't feel right washing my hair when I'm just gonna wash it again and like after 3 p.m. when I get home tomorrow. Now the goal is get in bed as fast as humanly possible. So I may or may not have just doom scrolled on TikTok for like 30 minutes. Are you team makeup remover balm or do you still use wipes? Once I started using a makeup remover balm, I have not gone back since. Look at that. All of my mascara is all over my face. Clean Skin Club towels for the win. I love these towels. I use them every single day, multiple times a day. I'm obsessed with them. Fun fact, I actually started using these in college, got out of using in college. I just started using these in college. I didn't go to college. I'm tired. And the makeup remover balm actually acts as my first cleanse of the night. Now we are just gonna go in with a face wash.
The thing that bothers me the most about working 12 hours overnight is that you're literally at work twice in one day. You get off at 7 a.m., gotta be back that same day at 7 p.m. if you work that next shift. I don't think that's fair. No, because working 8+ hours a day for 5 days a week for 40+ years of your life is literally a slavery system, like point blank period. Now that I only work part-time, obviously I have less money, but I also feel so free and like a human again. I'm not just stressed out day in and day out for someone else. Like any of the stress I have now, I've placed on myself to like grind and like do what I want and achieve my own dreams. But like at least I don't feel like a slave to the fucking system anymore. Is money really worth it at the cost of your freedom, happiness, or mental health?
Yeah, so how these travel contracts work, typically you either get 3 12-hour shifts or 4 12-hour shifts. 3 would be 36, 4 would be 48. There are some like crisis contracts available for 5 days a week, which is 60 hours. I don't know if I'll ever do that. But yeah, 4 12-hour night shifts. If you can, try to get block scheduling, especially if you work on nights. I had block scheduling and then I went on vacation and they really just kind of screwed me over. So, for example, this is how my schedule is supposed to go this week. I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off Monday, work Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I don't care what nobody say. The worst kind of job to have is a job that say work until you're finished. Cause what you mean till we finish? What's the set time? I had a job one time where I was working from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. Tell me why 7 in the morning get here and they like, oh, we ain't finished. What you mean we ain't finished? Anything past 12 hours is labor laws, I thought. I supposed to get off at 7 in the morning. I'm still in here 8:30. Man, you best believe I walked out that motherfucker. I come in the next day, they talking about some, your service is no longer needed. For what? They talking about, oh, we worked to finish. You left so that you walked out. Bye.
Uber is pushing out rentals. So they're advertising, oh, you want to drive for Uber and you don't have a car? Oh, come rent with us. And then, so you can start driving. Renting is a scam because the cheapest option they got is $260, and then let's say with the insurance and the taxes, it comes out to $300. So with that $300 weekly, so 300 goes from whatever you make on Uber, 300 goes to Uber every week. And then what's it called? You getting your own car. And do not get an expensive car because it is ridiculous to do that. But like get a car that's decent and reliable. Like spend like 10-15K. You don't have to go crazy. And then from like what's it called? Let's say your monthly plan for like that 10-15K car is like $300 or $250, and then your insurance is like $100 or $100 and something. It comes out to like what? I'm just putting numbers out here. $400. Let's say it's like your monthly is $400 compared to what Uber is offering. Uber is saying, oh, $300 a week, and then so in four weeks that's $1,200 compared to your one time your one time $400. It's a better option than what Uber is offering because you're losing out a lot of money renting through them than having your own car. Because you're missing out on a lot. It's like $1,200 is freaking crazy. $1,200 a month, that's rent money right there. Freaking wild.
Hustle culture is a scam. To believe you need to wake up at 4 a.m. and grind all day long up until fucking 1 a.m., 2 a.m. You are stupid. I think you are so dumb because there's people doing way less work than you who are getting paid way more money than you. Why? Because they made the right connections. They got into the right rooms and that's how they made their bread. You do not need to wake up at 4 a.m. and do work for 12 hours straight. That is bullshit, bro. Work smart.
Who the fuck told George they can keep you for 12 hours? That's a half a damn day. Then the bitch won't let you sit down. My feet. Standing up 12 hours overnight. A bitch got to be on crack. Take it in. You stand up 12 hours. Over the night you supposed to be asleep. A bitch need crack. I ain't worked a job over 2 months ever. And I ain't gonna do it. And don't give a fuck what you think.
That's why they want you to work all fucking day every day, because they know you working every day. First of all, they know that if you got to drive to go to your job, most likely you're gonna stop and get some on the way. They know you're gonna spend some kind of money along the way. And then if you working 40 hours or more, 2-3 jobs, right, just to make it, they know that you're going to be so tired when you get home that you're going to get the fast food. You're going to get the easiest, most convenient option because you don't want to spend an hour, 2 hour cooking. They know you're not finna do that. They know you're not. They know me and you not finna do that. So if they keep us working and they keep us that's why a lot of companies didn't want motherfuckers to go back to wanted people to come back in the office. Y'all remember, like, after like a year or so of the COVID, everybody got comfortable staying at home. They was saving money on gas. They ain't have to buy dumbass outfits and suits. They was eating at home, everything, right? But the motherfucking corporations, and they were mad because the work was still getting done properly. The motherfuckers, there wasn't need for no micromanaging ass managers. The work was still getting done, but they wanted people to come back to the office because they want to micromanage motherfuckers, and they need you to spend money because those companies lost a lot of money because motherfuckers wasn't out there buying gas like that. Motherfuckers wasn't out there buying fast food and everything like that.